Got the song Waka Waka in my head. Waka Waka Waka. Let's see. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. All right, how we doing, folks? It's yoga time. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's yoga time. Yay! Alrighty. So now, let's go back here. We're getting some people all set up here. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, welcome, everybody. Just hit that button so I don't see that. There we go. Okay. Happy Tuesday morning. I hope it's happy for you. I hope it's not sad for you. Let's see. It is about 9 o'clock, actually. You know, now all of a sudden I don't have a time. Oh yeah, 8:59. So we'll start in a couple minutes so you can get your mat ready. We're going to do we're going to focus on yoga for runners because we have the Malibu Half Marathon crew with us, streaming on their Facebook page and their Instagram page. So if you're joining us from the Malibu Marathon community, what we do here is we focus on an hour of yoga for runners. You can benefit from this, whether you're a runner or a walker, a short one or a long one, a cyclist or any kind of person, really, because I try to make all these sessions touch each part of the body. So there'll be some benefit to be had, but we just focus a little bit on runners. I'm a runner myself. Just got back from another great run. In fact, I PR'd today on my little trail run up to Ladyface Mountain. And you know, Strava, some of you guys know what Strava is if you're Malibu Marathon. So I was 4th and the king of the mountain up this hill. And today I thought, oh, there's no chance I'm gonna make it because I was kind of tired, and it's really steep. It's like 1,000-foot climb. And usually if I'm sub 20 minutes, I feel great. And I was 1954 last Tuesday, I think. And today I was 1923. I was very surprised. And I got back, and after I finished my run, and I checked, and there's a guy, the 3rd place guy, is also 1923. So now I'm tied with 3rd place. I thought, wow, maybe I'll get a medal. No, well, I guess I'd share a medal with the guy. I'm okay sharing a medal. All right, so let's see. One thing about the whole George Floyd protests, and you know, I'm not going to go into too much. There's one thing that I want to say about it. I've mentioned it every class, you know, since last week, but I read something last night that was really profound that I think is worth sharing. And you know, it said for white people, of which I am, and it said, you know, if you want to understand it, think of it this way. Think about you're at a dinner table with 12 people, and everybody's eating, except there's one person there who's not eating, a kid, and that kid says, "Well, I'm hungry," and then the person next to them says, "Well, we're all hungry," and doesn't give them any food, right? Like, that's how oppression feels. And it fucking sucks. Excuse my language, I'm sorry if there are any children in the room, but it totally is horrific. It's horrific. And if we, as white folks, continue to perpetuate the fact that that's okay, it's just crappy, right? I mean, it's just, I mean, it's just horrific to me. To me, sorry to get emotional. I try to stay pretty calm throughout most of it, but it's like the more and the more I see. And you know, I grew up. For those of you that don't know, I grew up on Long Island in a lower middle class family, and my mom, to make extra money, I'm gonna cry. My mom, to make extra money, would take kids, foster kids in. So I would come home from school, and there'd be like an extra kid. They'd be like, "Oh, this is Johnny because you know, he's in the middle of going from one family to another family." And my mom would get money from the county because she was helping, right? That was a way for her to make a little extra money. Some days I would come back and there'd be, you know, black kids, brown kids. There'd be 3 extra kids, a girl, a boy, it didn't matter. And I was taught to grow up where it didn't matter. You were human. And that's what I think really needs to be, you know, perpetuated more and more. So anyway, with that said, we're gonna go to do some yoga now. Yoga for runners. So let's go ahead and spread some love and do some yoga. So start with your feet about shoulder distance. Bring the palms together. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. I'm going to track my yoga, see what happens. I've never tracked my yoga before. And set an intention. So your intention can be to release some stress, could be to heal, could be to strengthen, could be whatever you want it to be ultimately. Maybe to bring some peace into the world, some equality into the world. Drop your head to one side, take a few breaths. And then switch sides, same thing, other side. I'm not sure how long that'll last, but we'll see. Go ahead and drop the arms, make a few circles with the head, one direction. So this is our, I think, part 4 of our Yoga for Running series. And we've done some neck and some shoulders, some core, we've done some legs, and we've done some hip focus. And we're going to go back to the legs, quads. Oh, good. I think we did opposite direction. Shoulder rolls, forward and back, forward and back. Good, opposite direction. Good, then arms up, interlace the fingertips, turn the palms up to the ceiling. Excuse me, straighten the arms, reach up, stretch, lean back a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit about running here. Go ahead and fold over to one side. Or exercise in general. I mean, running is a bit more specific because, you know, for the most part, unless you're running on trails, you're kind of doing the same movement over and over again. I highly recommend you get to trails. If you are not a trail runner, I highly recommend becoming a trail runner in general, only because the terrain changes. Sometimes you're going uphill, you got to go slower. Sometimes you go downhill, you go faster. You always have to pay attention because there's rocks and gravel and trees and bushes and trails and turns, and it's, in my mind, way more interesting than just going out on the road and running. Lean back and then fold down forward, exhale. Hang forward and breathe. And so it becomes this kind of much more alert, full body experience when you're out there on the trails. But, you know, since the body does basically the same motion, and kind of cycling too, right? I mean, cycling, you're doing the same motion over and over and over again, which in one sense is good because the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. The more you push yourself, the more you challenge yourself. Keep hanging forward, breathing deep, and then you can clasp the hands back behind you, interlace the fingertips, stretch the shoulders. Good. One more nice big breath. Give it a good stretch. We're going to go down into a squat. So release the hands. Come down into a squat. A few breaths in a squat. And this is partially because I just got back from a run, but also because I know it feels good. So if you can't squat here with your feet flat on the ground, it's totally fine to be here. This is absolutely fine. All right. Good. From here, interlace the fingers, all except the index fingers. Reach the arms forward, lift the arms up, stretch the shoulders here. And this is really great because oftentimes in running and cycling for that matter, you get hunch over. All right, we get tight in that upper back and the shoulder. So I want you to keep lifting up and leaning back. One more inhale. And then fold. Clasp the hands behind you. Interlace the fingertips. Stretch the shoulders. We're going to do 2 more cycles like that. Back again. Same thing. Interlace the fingertips. Lift the upper body or arms up. Stretch. And not only are we in the shoulders and upper back here, but it's also in the quads and the ankles and the feet. Lean back, take a nice big inhale, and then fold down. Clasp the hands back, interlace the fingertips, stretch the shoulders. And then again, one more time. Come on back. Interlace. Arms up. Stretch. Oh. One more inhale. Good. And fold. Clasp the hands back. Interlace the fingertips. Stretch the shoulders. Good. And then you can turn to the side. We're going to do some of our hip stretching. Turning to the side, bending over to your right knee. So you bend the right knee, reach out, inner thigh stretch on the left. Oh, and if you're newer to us and just seeing us for the first time, I do these sessions on a donation basis. So if you have the financial means, please feel free to help keep us going here. You can go to 5pointyoga.com, switch sides in your stretch, 5pointyoga.com, and either buy a class pack and sign up, or do a donation there, or just Venmo me at Teddy McDonald. That all goes to the business, and I very much appreciate it during this pandemic / civil unrest / crazy town. Good. Back to the other side. Same thing. Now we lengthen the upper body and twist and turn up. Oh. Good. And then drop that arm back behind your back. So now you're twisting, lengthening the upper body, turning and twisting up. If you can reach for that inner thigh, grab the inner thigh and turn up a little more. So you get a twist and shoulder stretch. Breathe deeply. One more breath. And then switch it. Other side, same thing. Lengthen up, turn up, twist. And then drop that arm back. Again, lengthen, twist, and turn. So not only are you still getting this inner thigh adductor stretch, but you're also getting a little spinal twist and a top shoulder stretch. For me, that's my left shoulder on top. Good. Come on back to the center. Walk the feet in just a little bit. So now you can actually come back to your mat. Keep the feet about at least mat distance apart. I'm even a little bit wider than the mat, and drive the knees wide. So kind of push the knees wide here, stretching the inner thighs. You can rock a little bit side to side. That would be fine. Good. Gently push the knees wide. Good. And then straighten the legs, walk the feet back together, and let's move into our flow. Bend the knees, roll up, abdomen strong. Take a nice big inhale, lift the arms way up. Fold all the way down, forward as you exhale. Extend the spine as you inhale, look forward, and then step back to plank pose as you exhale. Top of a push-up. Hold it here, breathe. Abdomen strong. Breath smooth. Good, then some push-ups, core strength, lower halfway, press up, lower halfway, push up, lower halfway, push up, 2 more, lower, up, 1 more, lower, and up. Good, drop to the knees from there. We're gonna do some hip circles after some cat and cow tilts for the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Back to the center. Now side to side, so lift the feet side to side, shoulder and hip together. One side, shoulder and hip together. Other side. Snaking the spine back and forth here. Good, back to the center. One leg up, open it up to the side, bring it forward, come around. So big circles here, keeping that knee bent as you make some big circles. One more. All right, switch sides. Same thing, keeping the knee bent, lift the leg, turn it open to the side, come forward. Yesterday we focused on half moon, so if you were with us yesterday, this hip open thing, right? We did a lot of, actually. But again, mobility, you know, oftentimes people think, oh, if I get too flexible, I'll lose strength. That is totally a fallacy. That is not true. You will not. I mean, you can, but if you're an athlete and you're exercising on a regular basis, the chances of you overcompensating and getting too flexible are slim to none. Downward facing dog. From here, fingers spread, palms flat, breath smooth. You're bringing the feet a little closer together. Bend the left leg, push the right heel down, and the main reason is because what we're doing here when we practice yoga is we're helping our bodies get back to a state of optimum health, right? Encouraging that process. Switch sides, not just physically, but mentally too. And emotionally moving through some stress, wherever that may come from. Good. Straighten both legs from there. Come up on the toes, walk softly to the hands. Extend the spine as you inhale, look forward. Fold as you exhale, stretch all the way up. Nice big inhale. Hands together at the heart. Exhale, arms up again. Inhale, fold down forward as you exhale. Extend that spine as you inhale. Step back as you exhale. Vinyasa, you could lower knees first and all the way to the mat. Easy back bend. Cobra, always be gentle when you start off here. Good. And then downward facing dog, just reverse it. Hips up. Down dog, breathe deep. Breath smooth, fingers spread. Up on the toes again. Walk or lightly hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale. All the way up as you inhale. Hands to the heart as you exhale. Arms up again, inhale. Fold down forward as you exhale, just warming up. Full body experience here, halfway up. Step back or jump. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold it and breathe. And if you're newer to yoga and you haven't done this before, then this is a challenging sequence. All right. The idea is to do what you can. Don't hurt yourself. Is the disclaimer. The disclaimer is if something happens, convenience, it is your own fault. Up on the toes, walk or hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. All the way up. Inhale. Hands together at the heart. Exhale. So just be aware, right? Part of the yoga practice is increased awareness. You understand how your body, what your limitations are. Maybe you can't move a certain way, so don't move that way. Don't hurt yourself. Arms up. Inhale. One more round. Fold down forward as you extend that spine as you inhale. Step back or hop. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Maybe an extra chaturanga, so you go back. And then downward facing dog. Pause here, breathe. Right away, we're going to take the right leg up, lift it up, hold it up, and breathe. Drop that left heel down, so you're stretching the back of your left calf and your left Achilles. Breathing deeply. And then shoulders over the wrist, knee to the nose, abdomen strong, a little core strength. Lift it back and up. Forward knee to your left side, twist. Back and up. Forward up to the right side. Back and up. All the way forward to there. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot. This is where you could grab blocks if you had them. Straighten the leg, flex the foot, bend the knee, drop the hips. We're going to do about 15 of these. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Inhale, exhale. First, just up and down or forward and back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do two more like that. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now you're going to externally rotate the leg. So as you straighten the leg, you roll to the outside of the heel, and then you turn it out. You're going to feel it more on the outside of the hamstrings. 5 times there. External, that's 2. Bend the knee, external rotation, 3. And you can go deep into these hamstrings. 4. Good, one more. 5, and then we go internal, and this is always the hardest part, tightest part. So internal rotation with the leg, hips move out to the side, inside of the heel. And if you're more flexible, you want to try to get a deeper stretch, then the upper body goes toward, the outer ankle, and that's going to stretch. Bend the knee, internal rotation. Bend the knee, internal rotation. And by the way, when you bend the knee, you're dropping the hips down. That's a hip flexor stretch on the other side. 2 more. Straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Good. And now down the middle, notice if there's a difference. There should definitely be a difference there. A little bit more space. Now warrior 1. Come on up. Turn that back foot flat. Warrior 1. Shoulders relaxed. Breath smooth. So it's interesting. Just as this is just the first time I'm actually tracking my yoga. So I have my heart rate monitor on. I'm tracking my yoga. My heart rate right now is at 90, which is, not very. Just for those of you that go, oh well, there's no cardio in yoga. You're absolutely right. There's not. When we go through our flow, we'll see what I get to. Maybe I'll get to 100, 110. Lift the heart up, shoulders back, head back. Breathe deep. One more inhale. And then fold down as you exhale. Stretch. So the World Health Organization and the CDC both recommend 150 minutes of exercise a week. All right. Come on, back up. Moderate. And then hands down. Take the leg back. Vinyasa, lower down. If you're doing this and you're a runner, most likely, that's not cyclist for that matter. Left side, take the leg up behind you. 150 minutes a week is basically 22 minutes a day. Or they say you can do, this is kind of minimum, right? This is the minimum you want to do. Or you could do 75 minutes of vigorous exercise once a week. So, shoulders over the wrist, knee to the nose, abdomen strong. This would not be considered vigorous exercise. Lift the leg, backing up. Vigorous exercise is when you're doing it and you cannot have a conversation. Lift the legs, backing up, forward. So that means you'd be running really fast and forward. And we're going to do our first 5 times straight up and down. Straighten the leg, flex the foot, bend the knee, drop the hips. Straighten the leg, flex the foot, bend the knee, drop the hips. Keep that going. Inhale, exhale, inhale, this moderate exercise. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. From there, go ahead and external rotation next. External rotation, bend the knee. External rotation, bend the knee. External rotation outside of the hamstrings, bend the knee. 2 more external, more external, bend the knee, and then internal. Internal rotation, bend the knee. Internal rotation, bend the knee. Internal rotation, bend the knee. A couple more. Internal rotation. Oh man, that is tight. One more. Good. Turn the back foot flat. Come on up. Warrior 1. Holding warrior 1. Shoulders relaxed. Hips turn forward. Breathe deep. Yeah, over the course of the last decade, interlace the fingertips, there's been this movement to do as little as possible to get the most out of your exercise. Lift up, take a big inhale, and fold down as you exhale. That's where the whole 7-minute workout came in. And, you know, I understand if you're busy. I mean, I just look at, you know, my little family here. We got 2 kids, and right now, because of the pandemic, we're not having any help. So, you know, my wife is obviously working hard with the kids all the time while I do some work, and I try to relieve her. Up, warrior 1, and then hands down, take the leg back. And by the way, it doesn't help if they don't sleep. Lower, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Thankfully, Liam's been sleeping. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. He's been sleeping 10, 11 hours, which has been so great. My wife is starting to have her sanity back, but it's been a long year of not really sleeping very much. He's 9.5 months, I guess, coming up. Not quite yet. But the 3 months before that too. Up on the toes when you're ready. Walk or hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose. Inhale. Hold chair 30 seconds. But the point ultimately is that, you know, I understand when she's super time crunched, or other folks are super time crunched because of work or whatever, that you have only, you know, 7 minutes to do it or 20 minutes to do it or whatever. But that should not be what you're thinking about, how to get your exercise. I mean, ultimately, you want to make this a part of your lifestyle. Right? Hiking, getting outdoors, exercising, throwing the frisbee, sink a little bit lower. and stand, hands together at the heart. Shouldn't be trying to figure out how can I get the most amount for the least amount of time. I mean, unless it's a rare case and you have to do it. You make it part of your lifestyle. That's how you're gonna live a long time and be healthy and happy. All right, so now we link all these together. All right, chair pose, inhale. Fold down, extend the spine, inhale. Step or jump back. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, maybe chaturanga again. Down dog, right leg, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Hands down, take the leg back. Excuse me, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up. Inhale, hands down. Take the leg back. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold it. Breathe. A few breaths. I'm up to 95 beats a minute. Hold and breathe. And my average, by the way, for my run this morning, my average was 140. And going uphill is, you know, it's kind of a hike / run. There's moments I was probably up to 165, up on the toes. I didn't see my max. Walk or hop forward, halfway up. As you inhale, fold. As you exhale. But that's cardio for a moment. Chair pose, inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. Good, big full breath. Same thing, back to chair. We're gonna do 2 more rounds. Fold down, forward, exhale. Halfway up as you inhale. Step or jump back as you exhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Right leg. Take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one. Reach up. Inhale. Hands down to the floor. Take the leg back. Vinyasa. Lower. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Left side. Take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up. Hands down, leg back. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold it and breathe. Fingers spread, palms flat. Every time you get in here, take a moment. Breathe, feel it. Extend the hips, lift the tailbone, press the thighs back, heels down. Up on the toes again. Walk or lightly hop forward. Extend as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there. Inhale. Standing up, hands together at the heart. Exhale. Big full breath. Same thing again. Back to chair. Inhale. Fold down. Exhale. Halfway up. Inhale. Step or jump back, exhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog, right side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Hands down, leg back. Vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog. Down dog, left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Hands down to the floor. Take the leg back and lower. Lift up, back to chaturanga. Good. So 3 times, that's good. And I'm still at 95. Go ahead and drop to the knees. I want you to take, well, so the easier option, stand by, not now. Okay. So the easier option here, we're just gonna sit on the heels. Sit on the heels with the knees wide. Sitting on the heels, knees wide. That is your first initial stretch here for the quads, okay? And remember today we're focusing mostly on leg stuff. So we did some hip stuff in the beginning, a little mobility, some hamstrings. Now here for the quads. If you're more comfortable, and that's, excuse me, fairly easy for you, Knees closer together, feet apart. If you had a block or a blanket or a book or something like that, you could sit on that. This here, with the feet apart, is going to get you a little bit lower into that stretch. And now, you know, I have these calves that I have to kind of move out to the side, but once I do move them out to the side, then I can actually go a little bit lower in there. So if you can, this is called Virasana or hero pose. And now apparently, we'll see, sometimes this I can get my butt to the ground, and actually it is on the ground right now. So find your breath, smooth breaths. If you may need to support this, so you may not need a block necessarily, you may not have a block, but you can just use your arms to support it however you can. But ultimately, you want to get to a point where this feels okay on the tops of the feet, okay on the knees, okay on the quads. And depending on you, where you're at, your body, it may or may not be the case for you. But just hold here. We're going to hold another 30 seconds. I'm down to 71, you guys, 71 on the heart rate. Breathe. Just a couple more breaths. If you felt like you wanted to lean back, you could lean back. To stretch. Good. All right. And then downward facing dog. Come on up. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. From here, take a moment, straighten the legs. So you bend the left leg, push the right heel down, give it a moment, give your legs a moment to kind of come back to a normal situation there. Switch sides, same thing, stretch it. Good, and then we're going to take the right leg up. Bring it all the way forward. Turn the back foot flat, warrior one first, and then warrior two. Open up, hold. Shoulders relaxed, breath smooth, sink in here. We'll hold for 45 seconds or so. Warrior two, breathing. Front foot is straight forward. Spread the toes, feel the feet kind of grounded down on the floor. Front knee and front foot line up. Bend the front leg and breathe. Abdomen strong, breath smooth. Good. About 20 more seconds. Sinking a little bit lower if you can. Keep breathing. Strong back leg. Good. Now you're going to take that back arm, wrap it around the front, and then reach forward, bring the forearm to the thigh. Pause. You could step the back foot a little bit closer. Here, the idea, this movement, so I'm sticking my hips back and then tucking the tailbone forward. So slight engage in the abdomen, tuck the tailbone forward. That's a little bit of a hip stretch, and you can lean into this leg. And if you're comfortable, you can go down to the floor, lean back. If you want, you could set the hands up and breathe. Good. Now just release that. Take the arm over the ear, left arm over the ear. Reach it a few breaths. Side angle pose. Twist up if you can. Look up at the top arm. Strong back leg. Don't let the inner arch, the arch drop on the back foot. Keep breathing. Good. And then come on back up. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Push the leg straight, back arm down, right arm up and back, stretch. Now you have this whole side stretch, the side body, ribs. Keep breathing. One more nice big inhale. I'm going to go forward into a full wrap for, again, about 45 seconds. So the full wrap, right arm goes under the leg, left arm behind the back, clasp and hold. If that's too much for you, you go back to the half wrap. So this is a dynamic pose, obviously more advanced pose to do the full wrap. Thighs work hard. Breathe deeply. Strong back leg. Lengthen up. We're going to take it down to the floor for a deeper hip stretch. So this is a little bit more strength, but lengthen up. You get the shoulder stretch if you can. Look up to the ceiling or sky. Beautiful blue sky up there. Partly cloudy. A few more breaths. Good. All right, and then release the pose. So hands come down, come up on your back toes, walk your right foot over to your right, and keeping the back foot up if you can, outside elbow down, inside elbow down. All right. And it doesn't matter if the inside elbow doesn't go down. If you had a block, you can always support it on the block. If, by the way, you can't even get the elbows down, it's fine to be way up here. That's totally fine. Just sink a little bit if you can, find a stretch. Exploring your body and your hips. Oh. Last couple breaths here. And then drop that back knee. Come on up. Straighten the front leg. From here, lengthen up. Bring the chin forward to the foot. Splits. If you're more comfortable, so this is what would be called Hanuman Asana or Hanuman Asana prep. But Hanuman Asana is the splits, where you take this leg forward like that. So you do what you can there in your space. Lengthen the upper body up, lean forward, breathe. A few more breaths. Good. And then bend that front leg. Now we're going to go right back into a stretch. So this time with the back knee down. So there is a slight difference holding the back leg up to the back knee down. And at this point, if you feel like you wanted to drop this knee out to the side, sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. But today we will. It's a different, slightly different stretch on the hips. So if you come up on the outside of the foot, drop the knee to the outside, and, you know, you can even put your hand there if you wanted and just encourage that stretch to go a little deeper. You don't have to put the hand there, but definitely breathe, whatever you decide. Good. Say 2 more breaths. Oh, good. All right. And take that new leg back. You go right to down dog. Take an easy back bend and then downward facing dog. And right from there, when you bend the left leg right away and push the right heel down, there definitely should be a little extra space in there. That's what we want. All right, left leg, take it up and bring it forward. Turn the back foot, warrior 1. And then warrior 2. Open up to the side, shoulders relaxed, breath smooth. And we'll stay here about 45 seconds. So remember alignment. Part of the reason yoga alignment is an important thing is because you don't want to put too much strain on any one tendon or ligament or whatever. So here the idea is feet, front foot straight, front knee, front thigh, front foot all line up for a straight line. That's better for this hip. Here, this hip, your back foot is kind of parallel to the back of the mat, and you're opening this hip. So you're going to feel an openness. Like there's warrior 1, which is closing the hip down, warrior 2, opening the hip up. Arms up, shoulders relaxed, moving forward. What you don't want to do is have this knee buckle in, right? Breath smooth. I think we got a few more breaths. Back up to 89, my heart rate. Good. Now take this back arm, wrap it around the front like before, forearm to the thigh, lengthen up, twist and turn up, breathe deep. Lean back. And remember, since it's yoga for runners, I want you to just focus more on the hips and the legs today. So you're leaning back, sinking in there, breathing deeply. If you're more comfortable, to your block or to the floor, and then open up that top shoulder a bit more. Breathe. And then you can release your top arm, take it over the ear, stretch. Ultimately, you want a straight line from the top fingers down through the back foot. And depending on your flexibility, that may or may not happen. But that's the idea, that's where you're getting to. And reach and breathe and stretch. One more breath. And back up, warrior two. And push the leg straight, back arm down, left arm up and back, stretch. Good, one more inhale, and then forward, wrap the arms, left arm under, right arm behind, clasp and hold. We'll do this about, same thing, about 45 seconds. Lengthen the upper body up, turn and twist up, and breathe. Much more challenging. Remember to take the easier option, which is just unlocking the arms and taking what you did before, that pose. And breathe deep. Lengthen up, twist up, breath smooth. Good, few breaths, twisting up. Good, and release it. Hands down, come up on the back toes, walk the left foot over to the left. Keep the back leg off the floor first if you can. If you need the support, maybe don't bend the arms, or maybe bend the arms a little bit. Definitely breathe. Good. One more breath. And then dropping the back knee, coming up, straightening that front leg, and stretching. So there's your Hanuman. Hanuman is the monkey god in the Hindu tradition, religion. And he found peace. He jumped over a lake, river, and found peace. Good. Sink in a little bit. Hello, Mr. Bird. And then bend the knee again, forward. Come on back into that same stretch, this time with the back knee down, which is slightly different. And now if you want, you can drop the knee out to the side, come up on the outside of that foot. And that's again, and you can also use the arm to just encourage that hip to stretch a little more deeply. Good, one more breath. All right, and then come on up from there, stepping that leg back. What's our time? Vinyasa, or straight back to downward facing dog. So lower, maybe, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Here, take a moment, take that moment and make sure that what you just worked on stays. So you kind of solidify that stretch, bending the right leg, pushing that left heel down. Breathe. Down again. So if you can remember what it felt like to squat in the beginning when we first did it, now see if it feels just a little bit easier. Hopefully it does feel a little bit easier from opening up all those different areas in the body. All right, and we're going to do the same thing, just as a little test. Interlace the fingertips, reach the arms forward. Go ahead and take the arms up. Stretch. Ultimately, we want to get to the point where these arms are vertical. So depending on where you are, you're going to get them vertical. So that has to do a lot with legs and upper back and shoulders. One more inhale, and then fold forward like before. Clasp the hands back, stretch. And of course, just because I love a little arm balance, we're going to go right into crow. Just one arm balance today. And your version of crow pose, whatever you want. So crow to headstand, crow to handstand, just regular crow, one-legged crow. I'll do crow to headstand sequence. You lean in and then bend the arms, drop the head, take the legs up. Of course, only if this is okay on your neck. After that, bring the legs down, knees to your triceps. Come on back up. And then jump the legs back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We're going to do 2 rounds. So left hand to the heel. I'm sorry, that's my right hand. Left arm up to the sky, right hand to the heel, and lean back and breathe. Okay. Sides, abdomen strong, always protecting the spine. And then right arm up, lean back. Good. Coming forward, pause. You could sit on the heels if you want. That's kind of a fun little rest. You get a little foot stretch at the same time, especially for us runners. The feet are important to take care of. It's the one thing that hits the ground on a regular basis. So I remember my first marathon 20 years ago. In fact, it was June 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. In fact, I have a picture. Oh my gosh, I have a picture of myself crossing the finish line. San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon. Before the Rock and Roll Marathon became a thing. It was like their 2nd running or 3rd running or something like that. And it took me 4 hours and 32 minutes or 4 hours and 34 minutes, something like that. Come on up. But I remember thinking to myself, all right, I'm going to run a marathon. I need to have proper shoes because the one thing that's going to hurt me at the end is my feet, right? My feet were fine. My nipples bled. Yikes. All right. Back. Both hands back there. Push the hips forward. Lift the heart up. Drop the head back. Breathe. Good. One more big breath. Hips forward, heart up. All right, and then abdomen strong. Slowly come up. We're going to come down, and then we're going to head right over to pigeon pose. Let me just check this here. So child's pose, and then back to, we got enough time here for pigeon. So just to check the time there. Downward facing dog. And then step the right leg forward, right into pigeon. We'll just take a few moments here. Let's say minute and a half in between here. Yeah, So the main idea really when you're practicing yoga, at least this is just my view obviously, but I believe that yoga is the perfect complement to anything that you do. So whether you're a runner, or cyclist, or hiker, or walker, or surfer, or stressed out mom, or stressed out CEO, it doesn't matter. Like the yoga practice, in my experience, just enhances and everything that you do. So you become more alert, you become more aware specifically about what you're putting in your body. So for those of you that don't know, I used to smoke cigarettes. And yoga was one of the things that helped me quit smoking cigarettes. I smoked a pack a day for a while, for about 5 years. And I remember trying to quit. And when I tried to quit, I just couldn't do it. And so I said, forget it. I'm not going to quit until I'm really ready. And then when I was really ready, I quit. And I said, if I have to do 5 yoga classes in a day, I'll do it. I just started doing yoga, and I loved it so much. And I loved it so much that I didn't want to smoke a half an hour leading up to it because I knew it was going to affect my breathing. And I felt so good after yoga that I didn't want to smoke for a half an hour after. And the yoga classes were an hour and a half. So I thought, well, that's 2.5 hours. Let's go ahead and switch sides. And I thought, wow, if I did 5 yoga classes in a day, then I wouldn't smoke. And I thought, all right, I got to be ready to commit to 5 yoga classes in a day if I need to. And thankfully, I didn't have to do 5 yoga classes in a day. Then I did quit smoking. That was 1997. 1997. Some of you were in diapers in 1997. Switching sides here, breathing deep. But that's one of the great benefits, is that you start to understand, you start to feel it pure. It's like a purification process. It emits toxins, right? Allows us really to become not only more stable and secure, but just more aware and stronger and more flexible. Like the stronger and more flexible piece, that's a lot of people come to, but there's so much more in there. So I appreciate you guys showing up as always. Remember, donate if you can, of course. I appreciate it. If not, totally fine. These are here for you, for all of us to be free and move through the stress of this time, this crazy time. And for the Malibu Marathon folks, thank you very much for showing up. And if you're a runner and you're looking to do an amazing run, the Malibu Half Marathon 5K is November 8th this year, 2020. If you're watching this now, you could be watching it in 2024, in which case I'd be very grateful that it lasted that long. But this year, it's November 8th, 2020. So if you haven't signed up, sign up. And I'll meet you out there and run. Let's go ahead and wind down here, so come on up. You Instagram folks, we will lose you momentarily. We're going to do a little twist and Shavasana. Thank you very much for showing up. Share the word. I do this every day, same time. So you can follow me at Teddy McDonald if you want. Butt apart. I'll take your butt apart. That would be weird. But just side a little bit. Flex the feet back. Reach the arms up and fold down. Stretch. Good. A few more breaths. And then we're going to roll back, take the legs up and over the head for plow pose. Up and over the head for plow. Oh, yeah. If this is okay on the neck. If it's not okay on the neck, then you just stay in the forward bend. If it is, when you get back there, you support the back, take the legs up. A few breaths. Legs wide from there. Flex the feet. Breathe deeply. Bend the knees, soles of the feet together. Legs back up from there, and then down over your head slowly. Come on down. We'll take our final twist. Oh, I gotta get this off. Pull the right knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze in to your left side as you twist. And then switch sides. Good. Good. And then back to the center. Shavasana. I'm just gonna move my head out of the sun. Oh, I can do that this way, but go ahead into Shavasana while I give myself a little bit more shade. There we go. Eyes closed, feet flop open, shoulders down away from the ears. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and bring your left hand to your heart center and your right hand to your belly and just take a few breaths. And then bend the knees, roll to your right side, take your time. And then make your way back up to a seated position, comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, palms up, eyes closed, a couple breaths. Just finding that place of stillness inside. And again, regardless of what's happening outside in the world, happening in between your ears, and just fall into the witness and understand that there's you, and then there's the piece of you that understands there's a you. And that's where you want to tap into, the witness. And sometimes that just makes it a little bit easier to deal with what's the intensity of what's going on, right? Just observation of your own feelings and emotions. So you kind of go in and out. Feel the intensity and then come out. And feel it and come out. Go ahead and bring the palms together at the heart. Take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for every breath. Namaste. Well done, you guys. Thank you very much for showing up. As always, I very much appreciate it. Stay safe, stay healthy. All those things have never meant more than now, right? So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow for Wednesday's version of work. All right, thanks.